Yes. What's her Nigerian name again? What does it mean?
I don't know. I
Woman
don't want to
woman
say it.
who tells too many tall tales.
Yeah.
That's what her name is.
I just don't want to
Okay,
pronounce it wrong, so.
I respect that. So fast forward, she gets a job as a school teacher.
Hmm.
And I don't, at least she's trying to, I believe her heart's in the right place. Even when she was at the NAACP, I believe her heart
Yeah,
was in the right place.
you can advocate for minority groups, as a white person,
Right.
like,
I'm a big supporter of women's rights and a big supporter of women being recognized more in sports.
but
Don't mean I got to go Joanna man and put a wig on and everything else and claim that I'm a woman. I
yeah.
respect it. But here's the thing, where I think her heart has been in the right place, whether she's a school teacher or her former job, is, I don't want to say the lie or the story. It's just she's omitting things. And
Hmm.
what she's been omitting has been coming back to haunt her. If she would have just came through and just said, listen, I really believe in what the NAA stands for and whatever, and kind of made herself work her way through the ranks, I think she'd still have her job today. Just like if she'd have came out and said, listen, I really love the kids, I want to be a teacher, but I do have a past where I have an OnlyFans account, and I just want you to know that from everything I know, the account's been taken down or they've been blocked or things of that nature. I think if she'd went that way and told the truth, this is definitely one of those times where the truth may set you free. Because if she'd have came clean, maybe she wouldn't be on the unemployment line. What do you think?
Um, so both of my parents are teachers. I grew
Okay.
up in a teacher household.
Good for them. I see. I like them
Um,
even more now.
and for me personally, especially with how easy it is to find things on the internet nowadays and
Oh,
how kids are on the internet at a earlier age than I was, you know, I I feel bad. I feel a little bad that she got fired because she had an OnlyFans account, but it's also like it's hard to have control over your classroom and such when they have that type of information on you.
I am.
And
Guys, keep on going. I'll let because I want to hear your side of it and your thoughts as a woman.
it's just, you know, do whatever you want to do with your body and whether you want to make money off of it or not. But if you want to be a teacher, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, I understand teachers are very severely underpaid. I mean, believe me, both my parents are teachers and they don't get paid nearly enough money than they need to be paid. So,
Teachers definitely need a raise. I
yeah,
mean, a massive raise.
so I understand like trying to do something else while you're teaching because you're not making a lot of money. But there are other things that you can do than an OnlyFans account. And
Well,
that's
okay, and I'm
my
gonna
take.
I'm not defending her. I'm gonna I'm gonna say something and then I'm gonna throw it back to you to give me your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
This is becoming more and more of a thing. She's just one of many teachers. There have been a number of teachers that have gotten in trouble and
Mm-hmm.
suspended because they had an OnlyFans account.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, technology is out there nowadays, and the kids have access to technology. But there are, like, one story, there was a woman, she did an OnlyFans account to get through school. And that was the only way she could go to school and pay for her tuition was through this way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I was going through college, I knew a number of ladies that became, uh,
Dancers.
thank you. I was trying to think of a wholesome way to say it, dancers. But, and there's a lot of them
Mm-hmm.
that were dancers, but they came up in a different time where this digital age, there's not pictures of them. So they can go through and have their career, go through college and everything else and get their
Mm-hmm.
degree and be teachers and lawyers and doctors and everything else. But now, this digital age, they're trying to get their way through school, which I commend them for. But then they get hired and this passes out there. If you are a student, if you were someone that needed to do this, and it's not like they broke the law, that
Mm-hmm.
they were doing a legal job. They paid their taxes, everything else, and now they want to be a school teacher. They've had the credentials, everything else, and they came out and she let out and just said, "Hey, this is part of my past.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, one, she should have a chance to be a teacher, or you're saying, not attacking you. When I say you, I mean the people that are against it, is saying that they are not cannot be employed in any profession for the rest of their life, because this is popping up in schools, universities, um, all kind of jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and people are getting let go and suspended and things. What's the answer?
It's a touchy subject. Because I think whatever you want to do, however you want to make your money, as long as it's in a legal way to put yourself through college or whatever you need to do to make your life better, great. I
Mm-hmm.
support it. The only thing is like parents parents have a say in who teaches their children and everything like that. So I don't know if parents would be okay with um, their child's teacher being someone who had an OnlyFans account or still has an OnlyFans account.
The question is, not me to make this such a heavy conversation, and
Yeah.
this is not a tap faith thing. It's just asking questions. Where does that parents have a say line? I don't want my kid to be taught by someone with an OnlyFans account. I don't want my kid to be taught by a Democrat. I don't want my kid to
Mm.
be taught by a Republican. I don't want my kid to, for a male, a female, black, white, Indian. Where is that line? And that's the thing that makes it so hard, especially, and the reason I bring it up that way, because many people are going to say, this is very different. Um, it's a legal job. She didn't break the law. You see how there's no great answer to that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, like I said, it's a touchy, touchy subject. Touchy subject. As much as like I support women and whatever they decide to do with their body and everything like that, as long as it's within legal standing.
Legal guidelines. I respect. I understand exactly what you're
um,
saying.
you know, I not everybody is okay with it, and you know, I don't I don't know if I think if I had a kid and I put them in school, and I feel like it would be worse if she was like a high school teacher or like a middle school teacher. I feel like elementary wouldn't be so bad, but in middle school and high school, you've got kids going through
Hell,
puberty and everything like that. So that's I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
tell
that's a
you,
different line than like being an elementary school teacher and having an OnlyFans account.
13-year-old Andrew Tate would have been like trying to find, like, how do I get access to
Yeah.
Mrs. Jenkins?
Yeah. So,
Mrs. Jenkins, my math teacher, my language arts teacher. I'm just saying, I'm just making up a name, but I'm just
oh,
saying,
I thought you
as
were
a
being
oh no, no.
I was like, Tate, I don't need to know.
Although I did ask out one of my teachers once. I did do that. That's the
Ooh.
truth. But technology has changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. How, once the kids find out, and make no mistake, guys, it doesn't matter. Let's say you do an OnlyFans account or whatever account it is, you delete the account, you delete the pictures. It doesn't matter. It's there.
It
It's
doesn't
there
go away.
forever.
It's for forever.
And there's no way to not. And if you're a teacher, the minute it gets out, especially high school kids, they will turn heaven and earth to get those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they get them, they're sharing them. Everyone's getting messages. Even the kid nobody likes is getting a copy of those pictures.
Yeah.
So it's an issue. Do you think she should have got fired? I'm gonna tell. Okay, let me give you my answer. Yes, and not. Here's the reason why. Because there's a track record. They hired her after knowing she withheld
information about herself.
Yes, about when she was at the NAACP. So there's a history of her withholding information. Now you hire her knowing that past, and then it happens again that she's withholding information. That's a track record now.
Honestly, I'm a little shocked that they gave her a teaching certificate after the whole thing with the NAACP. Like, I'm a little surprised by that, honestly. But to each his own.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like I said before, I don't question that in both jobs she had the right intention, because if you look at the two jobs, they are jobs that are meant to help people, young people or African Americans in general, minorities. So there's a track record of a woman trying to help, trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. But there is also a track record of a woman withholding information and not giving the full story. And that's the reason why I said she should have been let go, because the school board, the people that hired her, have been blindsided because she knowingly withheld information. That's where I see the problem being. So we got a little silly, we got a little very serious on this one. This covers it all.
Got it all. All right. Well, with that, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about our oddities of the day. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier we were talking about Rachel Dolezal, who got fired over her OnlyFans account, and now we are going to be diving into our oddities of the day. Alrighty, so I don't know if you've heard anything about Charlotte the stingray. Have you heard about Charlotte at all?
Yeah, a
You
little
have?
bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So, Charlotte, who is a stingray with no male companion, is pregnant in her mountain aquarium. Charlotte, who is a rust-colored stingray the size of a serving platter, has spent much of her life gliding around the confines of a storefront aquarium in North Carolina's Appalachian Mountains. She is 2,300 miles away from her natural habitat under the waves of off Southern California. She hasn't shared a tank of water with a male of her species in at least 8 years. And yet, nature has found a way, the aquarium's owner said. The stingray is pregnant with as many as 4 pups and could give birth in the next 2 weeks. This is like, people on social media are going crazy about this stingray.
Okay. I know a lot about this one. So, okay. I know a lot more about this, not because of this topic, but just in general.
Because he doesn't sleep and he's on the
Because
internet all the time.
I have made it to the end of the internet and back. And I fear no evil. Okay. There are animals out there that, like sharks are one of those examples, and stingrays are closely related to sharks.
Mm.
So I don't know this about stingrays, but sharks can change their sex. Let's say there's a group of sharks swimming around, and this happened, I think, at the San Francisco Aquarium, where it was all sharks of the same sex. And then next thing they know, they had a pregnant shark, and everyone was like, whoa. And then they kind of found out later. It was either the San Francisco Aquarium or the Monterey Bay Aquarium that this happened when I was in California. But this has happened, I was about to say to me, but I don't mean me personally. I wasn't Andrea and then became Andrew Tate, okay, for the record. But it also happens with bearded dragons and other animals.
Yeah,
And
frogs do it.
so, yes, so we ended up with, I believe we had all girl bearded dragons, and then, or maybe it was reversed. And then by the end, we ended up with like 2 boys and 1 girl. So it's happened when I had iguanas. It happened with my iguanas. We had a one named Elvis. Elvis was a beautiful iguana. And boy, we'd taken him to the vet a bunch of times. And then one day we walked into his cage and it was like 40 eggs. Just everyone like, whoa, wait a minute, where, so I have seen this happen firsthand.
I'm taken aback at your pet track list. You had lizards and
my bearded dragons are awesome. I no longer have them. When I moved to Europe, our bearded dragons were older. And so we didn't think it would be right to move them thousands of miles away, put them on a plane. We thought it would be too risky for their health. Yeah. So we found them a new home. But girl, bearded dragons are some of the best pets you can have. They're very sweet, kind-hearted, and you can teach them to come when they, when you call their name, they'll come. My iguanas, I litter box train them to the point that when they go to they would dig a hole and go to the bathroom and bury it. You can teach them lots of things.
I'm weird about reptiles. Like, I think reptiles are cool, but I would not want a reptile in my house.
Snakes. Snakes are the one I don't trust at all. I had an experience in college with a snake, and I'm like, never will I ever have a snake as a pet.
I think snakes are cool. I would never have a snake as a pet, but I think snakes are cool. There's a photo of me like from when I was like probably 8 or 9, holding a big boa constrictor.
Yes, they're kind of cool to be. Like, well,
Yeah.
I don't fear snakes. Out there, one mine was one of my fraternity brothers had a snake, and then or anyway, the snake ended up like wrapping around his little sister. She was young, and I never trusted snakes again,
Yeah.
ever. So that's one of the things. But we are off the beaten path here. It's not about my bearded dragons or my iguanas or or a snake. It's about the pregnant stingray.
Yes.
First, everyone is tripping out that they're saying like it could be that it got pregnant by the bamboo sharks, which hint I used to have bamboo sharks as well. I used to have a 300-gallon aquarium at my house.
Oh my gosh.
And so, and I had bamboo sharks in them.
Uh,
So,
yeah. On the whole shark thing, they said that is impossible.
I agree. That is something. I'm glad that's finally got ruled out because the last time I saw it, people were saying that it could be a bamboo, could be the bamboo shark was the daddy. You know, it's like it's like the Maury Povich show. Who's the Stingray's father? You are not the father.
You are
So.
not the father.
So the Stingray has been, he don't have no child support payments coming in anytime soon. He can swim away and it's all good. No child support for the bamboo shark, that is.
Oh gosh.
So what are they saying online about it?
On what?
What are they saying online? You said there's a lot of people talking about it online. What have you seen so far?
I've just seen like TikTok videos of people being like, "Oh my gosh, like a stingray got pregnant," and and I have some of my coworkers at work are like really into it too, and they're like, I think it would be cool if it was like a shark and a stingray."
See, that's because they thought it was gonna be this like this weird mix where it's gonna be half
Oh,
shark, half.
they're also talking about how it's like a clone of the stingray. Like the stingray is
What?
cloning.
Wait. Clarify this one. Stingray cloning. So the stingray swam over to his little lab and took some stem cells and kind of made his own thing.
I don't know where the logic is in that, honestly.
There is a lot of conspiracy theories out there, which is some of the things that people say or what they believe. It's special. And it's special.
It's
Yes.
special. Yeah.
You know, so the stingray. So isn't it coming up? Isn't it due?
It's like 2 weeks from now.
Are they gonna have like the stingray baby shower and all this stuff since so
What
many
if they
people are
like
onto it?
what if they broadcast
Oh.
what if they broadcast it like they do with Pugsatawny Phil?
I bet you a lot of people would show up for it. So that is hilarious. Okay, but just in case there's a small percentage, if this sucker comes out as half stingray, half shark,
That'd be pretty cool.
people are gonna lose their mind.
Yeah. I don't think it'll happen. It's biologically impossible, but
I don't know if it's biologically impossible. I'm not sure about that. I don't have enough information on that
well,
one.
it'd be like,
Because
how
there
big
was
is
one
the
scientist.
shark?
Bamboo sharks aren't that big. They can be, still be. They're big enough to take care of business. Let's just say, if you understand the fact that there was some scientists that actually thought it could be possible. Now I guess it's
They're
been
saying
ruled
no.
out.
Yeah.
But if that does happen, see, now you got me intrigued to see what's going to happen with this one.
Data's starting to believe in the conspiracies.
There's too many conspiracies out there. As long as that stingray realizes that the world is not flat, that's all I care about.
Oh gosh. Hope we don't have any flat earthers watching the show. They're gonna be mad at you.
You know what? Bring it, flat earthers. I think you guys are whack jobs. The earth is not flat. I'm sorry. Bring it.
Oh, all
right.
The
flat earthers could be mad at me. I welcome you.
All right. Well, we're going to close the show out.
Baker's like, he's going off the deep end. I got to cut him off.
Gotta go. All righty, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to the Andrew Tate Show presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Peace.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great.